changed everything. You won't believe who it is and how they did it. Let's rewind a bit. Hull's early days in the league? Not so hot. She was like a fish out of water, struggling to find her rhythm. Her shots weren't falling, and her confidence? Let's just say it was on vacation. But then, something wild happened. A game-changing player entered the scene and flipped Hull's world upside down. Now, you're probably wondering, who's this mystery player? Well, I'm not spilling the beans just yet. But let me tell you, the transformation is mind-blowing. How did Hull go from bench warmer to sharpshooter? The answer might surprise you.
I mean, they're really talented. They have weapons at every position, so just locking in, we knew we couldn't guard a single person individually. We'd have to play team defense, and I thought we did a really good job getting it done.
It kind of happens that way, where at the beginning feels like it's going a little slow, and then once we get to the end, it's like, where did all the time go?
It's a story of friendship, confidence, and a little bit of basketball magic. Are you ready to find out? And you know how some players just make everyone around them better? Well, there's one who's taking it to a whole new level. She's not just improving her teammates' game, she's completely reinventing it. And for Lexie Hull, it's been nothing short of career-changing. I'm talking about the unstoppable force that is Caitlin Clark. Clark's impact on Hull's game is like nothing we've seen before. It's not just about passing the ball or setting up plays, it's about creating a whole new environment on the court. Imagine this. Clark steps onto the hardwood, and suddenly, the entire defense shifts. They're so focused on stopping her that they forget about everyone else. And who's there? Ready to capitalize? You guessed it, Lexie Hull. But it's not just about the open shots. Clark's presence has done something even more incredible. She's changed the way Hull thinks about her own game. Kate Martin, who knows a thing or two about playing with Clark, dropped this bomb. When you're that great player and that confident, other people start to believe it about themselves too. That's exactly what's happening with Hull. Think about it. When you're playing next to someone who believes they can sink any shot, make any pass, it rubs off on you. Hull's not just benefiting from Clark's assists, she's soaking up that confidence like a sponge, and boy, is it showing on the court. But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark and Hull aren't just teammates, they're friends. That chemistry off the court? It's translating into some serious magic on it. They're reading each other's moves, anticipating plays before they happen. It's like they've got some kind of basketball telepathy going on. And let's talk about how this friendship is changing Hull's game. She's not just waiting for Clark to create opportunities. No, she's actively finding her spots, moving without the ball, and making herself the perfect target for Clark's pinpoint passes. It's like watching a beautifully choreographed dance with Hull and Clark leading the way.
Confidence in every single person on this team, and I think everybody feels that. We have, people so supportive on the bench that when your number is called, when your name is called, and you have an opportunity to take advantage of that, that you have your entire team behind you. When I'm out there, I don't feel as nervous. I think as a rookie, it's the first time you're on the big stage, and I was definitely a little nervous last year.
But the Caitlin Clark effect isn't just about offense. It's transformed Hull's entire approach to the game. With Clark drawing so much attention, Hull's found new freedom to focus on her strengths. She's not just a shooter anymore, she's become a more complete player. Her defense has stepped up, her court vision has improved, and she's playing with a level of confidence we've never seen before. You know what's wild? One player's confidence can change everything. But it's not just about Clark being confident, it's about how that confidence spreads like wildfire through the team. Hull's gone from struggling to find her rhythm to becoming a key player for the Indiana Fever. And a big part of that is because she's got Caitlin Clark in her corner, believing in her every step of the way. Hull's improvement wasn't just gradual, it was explosive. After a month-long Olympic break, she came back shooting lights out. We're talking about leading the entire WNBA in three-point percentage. How did she go from struggling to superstar so quickly? It's like Hull found a secret basketball lab during her Olympic break. When she stepped back onto the court, jaws dropped. This wasn't the same player who left. Nope, this was Lexie Hull 2.0, upgraded and ready to dominate. Let's break down the numbers, because they're mind-blowing. Before the break, Hull was just another player trying to find her groove. After, she's leading the WNBA in three-point shooting at 48%. That's not just good, that's elite-level sharpshooting. But it's not just about raining threes. Hull came back as a complete player. She's locking down the best players on opposing teams, making plays, and contributing in ways that go beyond the stat sheet.
Having coaches and players that I feel like believe in me and that I believe in myself, I can be out there a lot more comfortable and just play free.
It's like she unlocked new abilities in a video game. Now you might be wondering, what's the secret? Did she discover some magical basketball potion? Well, it turns out the secret ingredient was something much simpler: confidence. Hull's mom hit the nail on the head when she said, all she needs is confidence. Think about it. How many times have we seen talented players struggle just because they don't believe in themselves? Hull's transformation is living proof that confidence can change everything. It's like she finally realized, hey, I belong here. I can compete with the best. And boy, is she competing. Hull's not just playing, she's thriving in her new role with the Indiana Fever. She's embraced the challenge, stepping up on both ends of the court. It's like watching a butterfly emerge from its cocoon, except this butterfly can drain threes and lock down all-stars. But here's the thing, this transformation didn't happen in a vacuum. Remember how we talked about Caitlin Clark's influence? Well, it's like Clark planted the seeds of confidence, and Hull's Olympic break was the perfect time for those seeds to grow. When Hull came back, she wasn't just playing alongside Clark, she was playing with the same fearlessness. It's like Clark's confidence was contagious, and Hull caught a serious case of it. You know what's even crazier? This isn't just about basketball skills. Hull's transformation is a masterclass in the power of self-belief. She's showing everyone that when you believe in yourself, you can achieve things you never thought possible. It's not just about making shots or getting stops. It's about walking onto the court, knowing you can compete with anyone. It's about looking at the best players in the world and thinking, I got this. That's the kind of confidence Hull's playing with now, and it's changing everything. So the next time you watch Hull play, remember, you're not just watching a great basketball player. You're watching the power of confidence in action. You're seeing what happens when talent meets belief.
I think that's really hard in the WNBA to try to figure out where you fit on a team, and I feel like I'm getting to the spot where I can feel confident in my role.
On runs within the game, like that's confidence too. So I think you're just seeing our confidence grow at a different level than it was at the beginning of the season. I think that's what's been motivating us the most, honestly.
And let me tell you, it's a beautiful thing. You've seen what confidence can do, but there's another force at play. Remember when your teacher said, choose your friends wisely? Well, in the WNBA, those words might be worth their weight in championship gold. Think individual talent is everything in basketball? Think again. There's something happening in the WNBA that's changing the game, and it's not just about skills or confidence, it's about friendship, and it's turning good players into superstars. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark and Lexie Hull. These two aren't just teammates, they're friends. And that friendship? It's like rocket fuel for their performance on the court. We're not talking about just hanging out after practice. This is next level stuff. Imagine stepping onto the court, knowing your best friend has your back. That's what's happening with Clark and Hull. They've created this bubble of support that's changing everything. It's like they've got their own little cheerleading squad, but it's just the two of them. Kate Martin, who knows a thing or two about team dynamics, dropped this truth bomb. Winning is easier when teammates genuinely care for each other. And boy, does it show with Clark and Hull. They're not just playing basketball, they're creating magic. You know how sometimes you just click with someone? That's Clark and Hull on the court. They're reading each other's minds, anticipating moves before they happen.
Two of you have something special brewing. How did you get that three-point groove going, Lexie?
I got to my spot, so she can find anyone pretty much anywhere. So
We have a lot of schemes to follow, a lot of things that we have in scout, and so just being able to lock in and really focus every single possession, that's something that I definitely hang my hat on.
It's like they've got some kind of basketball telepathy going on. But here's where it gets really interesting. This friendship isn't just making them better players, it's helping them tackle the tough stuff too. The WNBA isn't all glamour and glory. There are bad games, tough losses, and moments of doubt. But Clark and Hull, they're facing it all together. Imagine having a bad game and feeling like you're letting everyone down. Now imagine your friend comes up to you and says, hey, I've got your back. We'll get them next time. That's the power of this friendship. It's not just about celebrating the wins, it's about lifting each other up when things get tough. And you know what's wild? This support system isn't just making Hull and Clark better individually, it's making the whole Indiana Fever team stronger. It's like their friendship is contagious, spreading positivity and confidence throughout the entire squad. Lexie Hull put it perfectly when she said, having her on your team makes your team better. She's not just talking about Clark's skills on the court. She's talking about the whole package: the friendship, the support, the belief in each other. So next time you watch a WNBA game, don't just look at the stats. Watch how the players interact.
I want to be able to stop whatever they want to do, try to make them do something that's out of their comfort zone.
14th win for the Fever. I had this been in a long time. All right, we keep moving forward.
Look for those moments of connection, those little nods of encouragement, because that's where the real magic happens. This isn't just about Hull and Clark. It's about the power of connection in sports. It's about how having someone in your corner can turn you into the best version of yourself. It's about friendship being the secret ingredient that turns good players into great ones. Let's talk about the ripple effect of confidence. It's wild how one player's belief can transform an entire team. Caitlin Clark didn't just make Lexie Hull better, she sparked a revolution. Hull went from struggling to leading the league in three-pointers. That's insane. But it's not just about skills. The friendship between Clark and Hull, it's changing the game. They're not just teammates, they're each other's biggest fans. And that support, it's making everyone on the Indiana Fever better. You know what's really cool? This isn't just a basketball thing, it's about life. Having someone who believes in you can change everything. So here's a question for you. Who's the Caitlin Clark in your life? Who's that person pushing you to be your best? Because sometimes, all we need is a little confidence boost to shine.